welcome back to Given Chance Farm. And today we're taking down the round pen out in the hay field, getting it ready to bring back into the barn. That way next week when we have a vet come, we can make our corral in the barn. Make it easier for them to get into the chute for the vet to get her job done. So that's what we're doing out here.
So today we were able to brave the wind and get out there and move the corral panels back out of the hayfield back up here. We have the vet coming first of the week, so we'll use those and we'll set up a containment pen and an alleyway going to the chute for the vet to get here. So we'll end up being able to use, we will almost use all of the growl panels we have, not all of them, but the ones that were back there in the back are the pin style. Like most of the, seems like your horse people normally use the pin style versus the cattle ones seem to do more of the chain style. We get by with both of them, so Dad kind of laughs at me because the whole time that we had horses, I'd worked the horses just on a lunge line, no corral, and then I decided to switch to cattle, and I got all kinds of corral panels. So
well, at the time we couldn't find corral panels
Yeah,
cheap enough to
that
what
we
we want to
wanted
pay
either.
for.
Right.
Versus the 2 sets that we got here,
Yeah.
we got at decent
yeah,
prices.
I couldn't go out and buy the amount that we have, definitely at retail price. All the chain on ones come from an auction, and all the pin on ones actually was one round pin that I got off of Craigslist back a few years ago, because basically when we got into cattle, our very first cow that we brought home was a Hereford, and when the first time I had a guy come by to do some artificial insemination for us, at that time basically the way we had things set up then was the cattle chute was up here in the aisleway, and I had a cut gate across the aisleway right here in the center between the 2 sections, and then I brought the chute back far enough that I could put a 8-foot gate on there as a crowding gate. So they had just enough room to get around that gate, and then I would crowd them and use the wall as the other side and push them into the chute. So then I asked the gentleman that came out to do the AI, I was like, if there's any kind of advice that you can give me being new to cattle, what would it be? And he's like, get as many gates as you can afford. So over the years, we've acquired quite a few gates and corral panels. We even have some 4 8-foot gates that we carry with us sometimes. And I went with the 8-foot because initially at that time we had a 16-foot bumper pull stock trailer with a cut gate in the center, so I could put the gates in there at an angle and still carry 4 of them with us. That way we had 2 show animals in there, 2 show cows, and I could make a 8x8 pin with 4 of those, and then if need be I could ratchet strap it to the side of the trailer to keep it into place. But we carried them a few times but never actually ended up using them, but we had them if we needed to. So and that wind is really picking up. So but you know, ultimately our goal would be to have an opportunity, I'm just going to say probably at the next place, to have a permanent setup instead of pinning together a bunch of corral panels for the chute. I'd like to actually have
A separate building in its
in a
own.
separate building, yeah. But you know how that goes. It's all about, all that takes money and time and
In space.
space and all that. So
We're kind of running out of space now.
what we have here functions for us, and it is one way to do things. And like really what we do is when I set these panels up, we'll show you that morning before the vet gets here kind of how we set it up. But I still use the swing gate as like a crowding gate on the left side of the chute there, and then I also will use the gate for the corral to get them out of the corral, and kind of similar to what like the crowding tub would do. I start them into that with that gate and then use the other one to finish it to get them to the up into the chute. But there's really only a couple of them that we have that you really have to even bother with it. The rest of them, if I wanted to, like the last time the vet was here, I actually just haltered everybody but those 2 and run them through the chute. And I even haltered one of those that
I've never had a halter on.
yeah, because Sunday and Chocolate are original cow calf that we brought here as the American Aberdeens. Those are the only two on the property that have not been halter broke. And initially we had those two, and then when we bought the Bull Magic, all three of them had orange ear tags. Sunday ended up, hers got chewed off because you could actually see the bite marks on the tabs when we found them out in the pasture. And then Chocolate's, I don't remember exactly what happened to hers.
She just got it
somehow or another.
lost.
Hers
It fell out and
fell out.
We had no idea where it went.
So I had ended up switching her tag to the green ones like we bought, so that they're just the blank ones we can write on. And I had forgot that because it had just recently happened right before the vet got here, like a week or so. So she hadn't had that tag long enough for me to remember it.
You thought he was...
And I knew the green tag was our tag, and that meant that all of those were halter broke. So I thought I had Taylor's show cow, Angel, and I had Chocolate. Because I was like, I'm talking to her the whole time because she's kind of shrugging her head at me, and she wasn't really being mean, but she just wasn't acting like the cow that I thought I was getting. And I run her through the chute, and I turn around to get the next one, and then Angel, that was Angel that faced me, and I read her tag and it says Angel on it, and I was like, well then who was that? Like, no wonder she was giving me trouble. It wasn't the right cow that I thought I had. But you know, I was trying to move with purpose to get them through there because, you know, I didn't want to take up too much of the vet's time because I'm paying for that, right? So,
time is money.
yeah. But like I said, I mean, there's plenty of ways to buy those panels nowadays, and as you can see, I mean, they're not, you know,
They're not brand new looking.
yeah, I mean, they've got some rust on them where they've been outside. It was outside, and actually they were using that round pen as their stall / pasture area for a stud colt until they decided to get rid of it. And then that's why they sold the round pen, so at a extremely discounted rate that I couldn't pass up. So I mean, you know, if you're willing to wait and look, you can find some pretty good deals on there sometimes, but you just have to know what you're looking for and what you're willing to pay for it. And then, you know, you gotta, with that, you also have to calculate in, or at least I do with my nerdy math, but I calculate in, you know, my drive time and fuel, because, you know, if it's gonna cost me more in fuel and time to go get it than it would to just went and bought it brand new, then it doesn't make sense to go and buy something used for that price. But thanks for spending time with us today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share on social media with all your family and friends, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.